Hello there one more time. And I wanted to continue a little bit about what I was talking about in the last video. And because of trying to drive home the point that we don't get carried away, politics remind me of when I used to do drugs and when I was drank. You just get out there, man, and all of a sudden you know, people that lost, they're wanting to go home and hide under the bed, and people that won are wanting to dance in the streets. But the fact is, we'll see. And so here we are, and the world is still turning. You know, all the things that have been going on are still going on. And I want to just talk to you a little bit more about this list I gave yesterday, because this is news beyond the news. This is news that it's not just coming from off the cable stations or the NBC, ABC, all that. It's cut. Our news, the good news is actually coming from heaven. Malachi chapter 3, God said, "I am the Lord; I change not." When God says something, you know it's God because it comes to pass. And so I'm looking at what's going on there and having, like I said, we've got the 47 days, I think it is, until let's see, the days of the 4th. So we got 30, 20, uh, 29 days or 27 days left in December and 20 days in January till the inauguration. And I think a lot of people think some kind of bomb's just going to go off. Oops, I wish I hadn't said that. I think some kind of light's going to come on and everything's going to be all right. And I don't particularly think that's the way it's going to be. So I want to spend this few minutes trying to recap a little bit about, in case you're binging and you just saw the other one. The last part of what I was saying was about what we need to do about it. You know, about the changes. You know, we've got a Republican conservative president that has proved that he wants to do what's right with a lot of things. But we 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 have in our Congress and senators in our states. Uh, we know that in California, the governor wants to make it a sanctuary state. We know the mayor of Chicago was bought and paid for by George Soros. 80 some percent of the people don't want him taking the money and giving it to illegal people, but they're doing it. In New York City, they just took that big hotel and they're going to spend, I think it's 240 million to renovate it. That's to have a place for the illegals that have come in to stay. That don't count feeding them. That's just renovating that hotel. And so we got those brains that are still working to try to accommodate people from other countries. They've never fought in any of our wars unless it was against us. They've never paid taxes. They've never done any of the things that helped to build America. And God knows that, we all have ancestries. My people from Germany and from England, from UK, and around the world. But they came in the right way. They came in and they became citizens and they did what they did. And these people that are encouraging this stuff, what do you think their real motive is for? What do you think their real motive is when each one of them, and I said before, can only make a heaven $174,000 a year, senator, the House, and so a couple episodes ago I talked about the election in Pennsylvania that two of them spent $200 million, I think, a piece for one seat. Why would you spend that kind of money when you're not going to make any money unless it's ill-gotten gain or selling the seat? And so that mind You know, when the president talks about getting after the deep state, how deep is it? You know, how far you got to go? So it means that intertwined with all the people that are in America, we think that America, everybody wears a John Deere hat and they drive a John Deere tractor. They work from daylight to dark. They're dairy farmers and all that. No, no, there's 50% of this country thinks it's all right to kill babies up to full term. So how are you going to heal that with a presidential candidate or with winning the majority in the House or the Senate? They still fight it. They still fight it because it's the mind that's corrupt. Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the heart comes all kinds of wickedness. It's where envy, strife, murder, seditions, heresies, all those things, covetousness, it comes out of the heart. So you can't change the country by changing uh, uh, the people that are running it. You can't. You can do some of it, but you got to change the heart of the nation. And personally, I don't think that's what's going to take place right now in America, according to one of the Gallup polls. Uh, Less than 50%, I think it's 30%, go to church once a week. That's why I say that day shall not come except there come a falling away. People think we're in revival mode. We're in harvest mode. There's a harvest coming, ready or not. If you're not ready, if you're not saved, Jesus is coming and you either get right or get left. And so my encouraging in this particular video is to, are you ready? Are you really ready? What if someone like me and other prophets has been, I should say prophets has been saying it for decades and decades and century. You know, the rapture message started back, I think, was in the 1800s, and it really became big in the early 1920s with Clarence Larkin and all these guys. It drawed all the charts and everything. And like I said, one of the greatest teachers around today, and I'm not going to mention his name, thinks it's a fallacy that the rapture is going to take place. I talked to you a little bit about that, and that God spoke to Noah. He told him they won't listen to me. Their minds continually wicked. They don't want to listen to what I'm saying. So I'm giving you a plan. Build a boat. I'm going to let you talk about it for 120 years. At the end of that period, when Noah was 600 years, a flood came. A flood, they think there was 2.5 million people on the earth. That's pretty good from the garden to there. 1,500, between 1,500 and 1,600 years from the garden, God had to destroy everything on earth to save everything on earth. All that was left was Noah, his wife, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, his boys and their wives. There was 8 people. That's all that was left. All of them had to be destroyed. All the animals, all the fowl, all the fish, everything had to be destroyed for God to restart. And he did. They were upon the water 150 days. It landed upon Mount Ararat. You can find a lot of good stuff about that. Go to Dr. Richard Renner's site, and they have located, they think, the ark. It's on one of the lower hills of Ararat. And so then, as time went along, Ham, Shem, and Japheth had children. Shem was the father of all the Jews that came, was the father of all of Abraham's ancestors and all that. And by the time Abraham was ready to start doing what he did, he had with him his nephew Lot, who it was too crowded, so he went down toward a place called Sodom. And he was there, and come to find out it was full of homosexuality and wickedness. And you know the story. God came to visit Abraham, told him, I'm going to have to destroy it. This is hundreds of years after the flood. And so he sent the angels into Sodom and Gomorrah to tell Lot, this is not going to work. I need you, your wife, your sons-in-laws, your daughters, come out of there. you and your wife. Once again, 8 souls. That's what was saved. And so, uh, in that process, God sent angels, 2 angels in there. There may have been a lot more than that, but we know because of the previous chapters that 2 of them were sent by the Lord there. And so those 8 came down and preached to Lot. The other men, the Sodomites, wanted to have sex with them, try to destroy them. The world was that wicked already again. And so the angel said, look, I got to get you out of here. Here's a good case for pre-tribulation. If you don't go, we can't do what we had to do. What was their mission? It wasn't to preach the gospel. It was to destroy that city. And so God brought them out, and they came out. The sons didn't go. The daughters were reluctant. The woman looked back, and Lot was reluctant. But the people came out that God could get out the same day, according to Luke 17:29. It rained fire and brimstone the same day. You know, people are looking at this, what's going on? Oh, it's going to get better and better and better. But the same day, everything wicked is loaded. The demons, the devils, the witchcraft, all the stuff that's going on. The wars and rumors of wars, the pestilence, all the things that's going on. The whole world is loaded. You think they made all them nuclear weapons for nothing? There's coming a day where people will know that that wasn't why they made them. So once again, I'm at the end of this. I encourage you. If you don't have to just listen to me. Look up New Testament prophecies and stuff. Dr. Jeremiah David Jeremiah is a great one. Jonathan Kahn, some of these guys, and you'll see what's really going on. So I pray in Jesus' name that you find yourself and come to Jesus. Stop monkeying around. The Lord's coming soon.